Many thanks to Fatal Attraction Vanilla servers, One Original DayZ servers, Classic Vanilla servers, Sgt. Pepper's DayZ Invasion server, Sea of Tools Cloud, Double Tap, DZD servers, and We That Remain roleplay for making this video possible. There are dozens of caves on Sakhal, with some of them being incredible for building a cave base. So in this video we're going to be ranking the top 7 caves to build yourself an absolute fortress, covering how to get to them, what's nearby, and why these 7 are the very best. Getting straight into it with a cave in 7th place on my list is a tunnel cave that we discovered in a previous video where I called it cave number 8. This cave is in 7th place because you have to barricade both sides of it, and because one of the ends is quite open, it means that the cave base has to be quite small to make it secure. However, this cave does have some great benefits, such as a water spring being just down the hill here, is a bit out of the way for other players to get to, and has a nearby village too. The closest military base is either the Ice Ridge military base over here, or heading down towards the sea to Nagovo Airport. Getting here is very easy to remember. You follow this dirt road from the power plant, and it's just up the hill here. In 6th place is a cave I didn't include in my previous video because I only just found this one, but it is in a fantastic location. This cave requires 2 walls to block it off, but is a good size and is right next to a military base, which is just over Ice Ridge to the south here. The nearest village is down the hill here. You have 2 water springs that you can choose from, with this one being the closest one to your cave. The reason this cave is in 6th is because of how players can shoot over the base walls here, and this gap will allow for grenades to be thrown over it, and for how there is a wolf spawn right next to it. To get to it from the power plant, follow this road and take a right out the open area. When you get to the open area, turn right and you'll see a gap in the trees. You follow that gap all the way up and that's your cave. The 5th best cave is also in an incredible location. This is a great size too. Right next to it you have a military base, and if you head down the hill you have the largest town of the map of Petro, which has a water spring conveniently on the way to the town. However, this cave is quite easy to find. From the town you just follow this valley up and you're there. This is literally tucked in the middle of the valley, so a lot of players are probably going to walk up this way to head up to the peak, making this cave highly contested, I can imagine. The other drawback is the crazy amount of wolves in this area, so you better get used to the soundtrack of hearing wolves when you make your base here. The 4th best cave is the furthest cave from wolf spawns, as it's located near player spawn points instead, making it a fantastic location to gear back up after you've died. It's also quite hidden between these hills here. Even though there is a road right next to it, you can't see this cave from the road, and to get there you just follow this road from the town nearby, and when you get to this open area here you take a right over this hill and you're at your cave. The nearest water spring is located just down the hill here, which is near a good sized town, with the nearest military base being easy to get to. You simply follow the road that I was talking about earlier, continue up the hill and you get to what's called base camp. One of the best features of this cave is how most player spawn points are near this cave. You have the east side spawns and the north side spawns, so the chance of spawning near this cave is quite likely, and because the early game is the hardest, this is a great place to store your basic loot, to gear up and warm up quickly before your next adventure. The 3rd best cave is located just south of cave 15, the one I was talking about earlier here, and is situated between the airfield, the land bridge to Barakan, and the capital city of Petro. There is a water spring just down the hill here, so you're not going to share a water spring with the largest town on the map. You're going to have your own little private water spring, and a military base is just up the road too. Although this is a fairly small cave compared to the one that I've just mentioned to the north, I've decided to rank it above that cave simply because this one is harder to find. To get here then you follow this road from the capital city, and then when you get to this house on its own, you will see in the opposite direction of that house from the road is where the cave is. So while it is near a road, it's well hidden in the trees, but be aware that this area is also swarming with wolves, just like cave 15. The 2nd best cave will require you to have a boat to get to, with this one being on the beach of the largest outer island on the map. There's snow on this island, but there's not much else for now, so this base will require you to have a boat to get to, and require that boat to get resources. So the only way to go for resource trips is by boat, but because it's well out of the way, it will be rare for other players to stumble across your cave. For the same reason, the best cave on Sakhal is Cave 29, a tunnel cave located on the middle southern island. Apart from a loot spawn in the cave, again, there's only snow on this island or set of islands, so you'll need a boat to get resources, but this cave is certainly worth it as both entrances can be barricaded, and there's so much potential here. This cave is huge and the ground is flat too. There is a hole in the roof here, but for whatever reason a grenade won't go through it and it would just become ruined. and won't explode. I don't know why this happens. But anyway, the main reason I've chosen these island caves as the best is because if you have collating tablets, you can get water from the snow, and you have all the food you could ever need from the sea around you. Truth be told though, all 7 of these caves are fantastic, and all caves in general provide warmth compared to being in a forest or a field, for example, and of course shelter from blizzards too, so knowing the location of all of these caves is recommended, which you can learn about more in this video here. To add to this cave map, I recently found Cave 24, which is a tunnel cave located here. It has a Christmas tree inside it, so you're all set for Christmas, but it's not ideal due to the giant hole in the roof. Cave 27 was also recently discovered, and this one is a tunnel cave too, and it looks perfect for a base, but players can shoot you from many different angles downwards into your base, and there's a huge security flaw with this base, as you can see here. Cave 28 was recently discovered by Hateful Zombie, which is an extra spooky cave, as you can see, but it isn't good for building inside of. And finally for caves, Cave 30 and 31 are located on this island, which players are calling Crescent Island. They're not very good for base building, but they are both quite hidden on islands that appear to have nothing on them. So that means that this is a final cave map for caves in DayZ, but with more content on the way for this map, which was strongly hinted at by one of the developers recently, telling us, and I quote, "The team has done a great job and we are far from finished." So these caves will probably see changes, with maybe more caves coming in the future. On top of this map was found in the game files, which might just be an earlier version of Sakhal, given that the Tanoa airport to the north is still there and there's no land bridge connecting to Burakan, but it shows that Burakan is connected to this big island here with the second best cave on it, so it might be that you'll be able to get to this cave on foot in the future, maybe. Finally for this video, we figured out the Easter egg in the snow and what it means. In the last video we found P and A, but we had no idea what it meant. Now we found T, R, P, A, L and K, and it appears to be all of the letters, which is a nickname of one of the map designers for Tanoa, who is known for leaving this type of signature on his maps. This confirms that the cave drawings are just Easter eggs too, as the Contact DLC had SCP-173 in it, which is this cave drawing here, but they can't use the exact same design for this monster, as this design is copyrighted, so that's why it looks like this instead. The other drawing is related to sacrifices, also in the Easter egg on Tanoa, which has a Sakhal twist on it. It appears that the natives of Sakhal were making offerings to please the volcano by throwing people into it, or by volunteering to throw themselves into it, with a person here with a spear likely being the chief, and the hands representing those that have sacrificed themselves or been sacrificed. So these drawings are basically a mixed bag of Easter eggs. These additional letters were found by Foxy Pote, who also found the connection between these letters and the other maps, especially Tanoa, and who was also told by one of the developers that there's over 30 different Easter eggs on Sakhal, so we've got much more to learn about this map, with the added possibility that there might still be caves hidden out there somewhere. There's a link to this cave map below, which is where you'll also find a giveaway link on my Twitter, where I'm hosting a giveaway for DayZ and the Frostline DLC on PC. All you need to do is follow and comment on the tweet that I linked down below, and one lucky commenter will win DayZ and the new DLC. Thank you very much for watching, and have a good day.